This is breaking news.
10 American Idol winners you probably forgot all about. American Idol is a singing competition show that premiered in 2002 and became a greater success than anyone could have anticipated. The original 3 judges, Simon Cowell, Paula Abdul, and Randy Jackson, brought was a highlight of earlier seasons, with Simon's scathing remarks, Paula's gentleness, unless she's bickering with Simon, and Randy's iconic catchphrases, "It's a no from me, dog." Millions of Americans loved tuning in. What also set American Idol apart from other competition shows was that many of the contestants went on to have thriving careers. Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, and Jennifer Hudson, who finished 7th, are just a few of the participants who remain relevant today. Despite the many success stories, there are quite a few winners whose careers have quieted in the years since getting crowned the American Idol. Lee DeWyze is an Illinois native who participated in the 9th season of American Idol. The show only aired a brief clip of his audition in which he sang "Ain't No Sunshine" by Bill Withers. This was not a representation of the time he'd spent on the program. The public took to him despite his more reserved nature, and he never found himself in the bottom 2 during his American Idol tenure. Upon his win, DeWyze released an album with RCA Records titled "Live It Up" that achieved middling success. His subsequent albums garnered less buzz. DeWyze switched labels a few times, but his love for music continued throughout, as he released 5 albums post-Idol. In 2022, he held a virtual concert for fans and otherwise seems to enjoy a relatively calm life. Trent Harmon won season 15, which was advertised as the conclusion to the series before it resumed 2 years later. Southern contestants have historically had a good run on the show, and Mississippi native Harmon was no exception. However, instead of wowing the judges with a lilting country voice, he shocked them with his smooth R&B vocals. His debut song "Falling" was co-written by one of that season's judges, Heath Urban. Harmon first released a self-titled EP in 2016 and then a full-length album in 2018. Record label issues caused many bumps in the road. He eventually left his label in 2019. In 2023, he released a live version of a song titled "Heartbeat." Harmon isn't too active online, though he did share personal photos of his newborn daughter on his Instagram in early 2024. Hardcore Idol fans may remember Taylor Hicks, the fun Alabamian who discussed the premature graying of his hair since adolescence. Hicks' performances were filled with lots of energy and soul, making him a standout in the pool of talented contestants. Katharine McPhee sailed to the finale alongside him, and it was a true toss-up for who'd win. Ultimately, Hicks came out on top, and he debuted his self-titled album in late 2006. Hicks' first song skyrocketed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and his album at #2. Hicks has branched out into many different areas. In 2007, a memoir was released about his life story. Hicks is also one of several Idol alumni to take on the world of Broadway. He even made a return to television on a short-lived dating. In a huge departure, he also ventured into the restaurant business and currently owns a restaurant in Birmingham called Saw's Juke Joint. Candice Glover was an early fan favorite in season 12. She painted a story of resilience as the South Carolina native had to audition 3 times before making it to the live shows. Though judges at the time Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj's bickering garnered much attention, no one could ignore the talent Glover had. Unlike other winners who release an album within the year, Glover's album was ready for pre-order the same night the finale aired. Her releases found moderate success on the R&B and Hip-Hop charts. In 2017, Glover was cast in a Broadway production titled Home for the Holidays, which performed in Manhattan. Her last musical release was in 2018, and many fans are eagerly waiting for new tunes. Daughtry is one of the most successful contestants on the show, and it inspired David Cook to give it a shot as well. Cook charmed everyone with his soulful rendition of "Livin" on a prayer. His post-show introduction to the world did better than many would expect. He had over 10 songs charting in the top 100, and within a year, his album would sell over 1 million copies. It'd be hard for anyone to follow up with such a glorious breakout. Though none of his following musical releases achieved the same level of notoriety, the numbers weren't anything to be ashamed of. Amidst label changes and going independent, he has steadily dropped new music for listeners to appreciate. His latest single, TABOS, "This'll All Be Over Soon," came out in 2022.